Hello, beautiful people. My name is Athol, and this is Relationship Momentum. So today, read a question, and as always, AskAtholAnything@gmail.com, and it will perhaps be part of the show. So here's the question. Hi, Athol. I have enjoyed your blog and plan to buy a book or two. I was wondering, should you tell your wife that you are gaming her? Thanks. Okay, this is a good and common question, and the short answer is, the less happy she is in the relationship, the lower the relationship momentum, the better idea it is to basically keep quiet about what your plans and intentions are. And I'm not saying you hide it, I'm not saying you do cloak and dagger, I'm just saying you don't start talking about it, announcing it, and saying what's going to happen. You just get into action and start making things happening. The first reason is that if she's already feeling negative, you're wanting to talk about the relationship, have a relationship talk with someone who's already feeling negative about the relationship, they are already on their guard a little bit, and now a relationship talk is just going to make them feel a little more anxious and insecure and concerned about which way things go, and it probably becomes a negative event just in and of itself, where if you just said nothing, made some positive changes, then they're going to just experience that as the starting point. The second reason not to talk about this stuff, and this is honestly the biggest one of all of them, is that you probably feel negative about the relationship yourself. You may love them, you may be completely into them, but you're also feeling bad about things. This is why you're reading my books and all blog and all that and looking for help, because you don't like where your relationship is. And when you start talking about your relationship, it is incredibly easy to start slipping in unconsciously some really negative, draining statements into your sort of little speech of what you plan to do. And it's so easy for this to come off as sort of a form of criticism, a complaint, just straight up whining. And that is incredibly toxic and draining and negative, and that in and of itself will make the relationship worse. The third reason not to talk about it is, well, you lay out exactly what it is that you're going to do, which is then going to make her hyper-focused at looking that you actually perfectly follow through on whatever it is that you're going to do. And if you have some sort of missteps, some sort of stumbles, you're not quite good at making these changes, which is completely normal and predictable, then she's going to see you not quite doing what you said you're going to do, and that is just going to be a negative thing as well. Whereas if you just made some positive changes and then half of them didn't kind of work out and you kind of failed doing some of them, but some of them actually worked, well, it may not be a huge positive, but at least it's going to be a net positive and making things better. And another reason not to have this sort of talk with you is that you're quite probably going to say the absolute wrong thing that she is not going to want to hear. When guys first start reading my stuff, or reading Manosphere stuff, or Red Pill or whatever, they are usually extremely excited and encouraged and hopeful that they have found some Rosetta Stone that is going to make the relationship better. And it's pretty common to start blurting things out that sound good to you because you understand it, but make no sense to her or make you feel quite concerned. So if you're starting to talk about being an alpha male, I'm going to be the captain, I'm going to take charge, I'm going to set direction, I'm going to be the leader, I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. Well, she's not in a place in the relationship yet where she is going to feel comfortable with you basically announcing you're going to take charge and set direction. That the relationship is bad in no small part because she doesn't think you're a good leader. So you announcing that you're now going to sort of start this platform of change and you're going to do stuff and you're going to be in charge and you're going to be the man of the house and alpha this and alpha that, that's terrifying if she is already uncomfortable with you leading. You are much, much better off just setting some benign leadership moments, creating some date nights, just setting direction of things that you would like for dinner, just doing things with the kids, making appointments, having little events. You're much better off just creating some leadership experiences that she can experience and enjoy than announcing that this is your plan. Because it's almost doomed to failure if you start telling her that you're going to take over or something. So that's it in a nutshell. Basically, the worse the relationship is, the more likely I am to suggest you just sort of keep quiet about it for now. Once the relationship's in a much better place, she's going to be far more open and inviting to some sort of conscious communication about exactly how this stuff works. But for most women, they are still always going to want to default to some idea of it's a 50-50 relationship and we're equals and there's nothing else that going on and no one's the true leader, while they actually enjoy some leadership moments. So sometimes you just don't talk about it and it works. And if you start talking about it, it starts slowly unraveling. So, but like I say, not a big cloak and dagger thing. You don't need to hide a whole bunch of stuff. It's not like she should never find out about this stuff or else. Just don't start talking about it until you can already see results. It's far easier to talk about good results and good changes that are already in place than announce something that may or may not happen. So that's about it. Hope you liked the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. And I think tomorrow I'm going to talk about when you really do need to start talking, because communication really can help sometimes. Anyway, I will talk to you tomorrow.